Fantasy report time. We've got Michael Fabiano and Adam Rank here with us on NFL Now. A little debate question for you guys to get the fantasy season really kicked off. Who would you take number one overall in your fantasy draft? Starting with you.
Right now, I don't know that there's a correct answer because it seems like everyone comes with some risk. But I'm going to go with Adrian Peterson. Now, the caveat here is I don't want to see the holdout going on to training camp because then I'm going to drop him down. But right now, I have AD at number one. He's in a great offense under Norv Turner that helped Matt Asiata, of all people, finish in the top 20 in fantasy points among running backs last year. And if you look at Peterson prior to 2014, he had finished no worse than 8th in fantasy points among running backs since 2009. Yes, there's some risk, but I think the risk will be alleviated if and when he ends this, is it a holdout, and gets back to the team because he is going to be running mad. And a mad Adrian Peterson is a productive Adrian Peterson.
But there's other productive guys in this league that you could take that don't come with as many caveats.
Right.
Who would you take?
I do believe there is a right answer, and that right answer is Eddie Lacy. And you look at the running that he did at the end of the season. He started off a little slow last year, but by the end of the season, he started averaging close to 5 yards per carry, and I expect that to continue this season. He was talking earlier last week about making those defenders make business decisions. He wants to run people over. He ranked third last year in broken tackles, and I expect him to be a huge part of this Packers offense because he also catches the ball out of the backfield. That's the one thing that separates him from a guy like Adrian Peterson. Not a great receiver, but Lacy is, and he was involved last year, and I expect that to increase even more so this year.
Yeah, again, it's the caveat that you bring up. The big question mark about Adrian Peterson, if you take a flyer on a guy at number one, you expect him to produce week in, week out. That's the tough part about this
Right.
discussion.
You don't want to take a flyer with your number one overall pick. So that's why I'm putting that caveat in there. He's got to come back, and he's got to be with his teammates. And then I have a lot of confidence in him. If that doesn't happen, then maybe it becomes Le'Veon Bell if that suspension is decreased by
Lacy,
3 games. But
Lacy, like the best, but he's in the best offense. He's got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, sort of, I guess, regular season-wise.
He's a top 5 pick. There's no question about it. No question. I just don't see him as the number one pick.
Oh, you got to. The one thing I like about it, you got to be a little bit proactive and look at guys who are on the rise,
sure,
instead of guys who are, Adrian Peterson's been doing it for a long time, but at some point these guys, outside of Marshawn Lynch, these guys hit a wall and go down. But I expect Lacy to be taking that next step.
Yeah. By the way, I feel like a cat watching a ping pong match.
Right?
Or it's Wimbledon.
I'm gonna get the laser pointer out for you.
It is almost fantasy season. You can sign up at NFL.com. In the meantime, I'm going to moderate these guys.
Yeah.